Hi guys, and welcome back to another Mindful Fisherman. I'm here today at Sharpley Springs Coarse Fishing Pond, which is known as Strawberry Fields locally, not to be mistaken for the one down in Kent. I'm unsure what the lake holds. I do know it's supposed to hold a good range of coarse fish, carp, tench, bream, roach, perch. My main target for the day is the perch. I'm fishing 2 rods as the fishery allows it. I'm fishing a float line close in on the lift method. On that I have a worm popped up with a little bit of artificial floating sweet corn, and I'm fishing a second rod on a feeder. In that I have a mix of dynamite, frenzied hemp seed, castor meal, ground bait, some additional hemp seed, a few chopped up prawns, and I also have the NGT liquid booster range, both the krill and the halibut oil. It's the gentle sprinkling of that in there just to give it a little added extra. Hopefully I'll see a fish or two. There are signs of fish underwater. However, when I arrived there was a cormorant underwater, so hopefully that hasn't put them off too much. Yeah, anyway, I'll get back to you as soon as I have a little bit more action to report. Well guys, we've been here for a little while now, and no sign of the fish, unfortunately. I'm starting to fear that maybe that cormorant has spooked them. I may just be making excuses, you never know. But, there's very little out there that won't take a worm, so I thought I would take this moment just to run you through just a brief outlay of how I fish, the setup that I use. At the moment, see, I've got 2 umbrellas now. We've got a little bit of rain going, so I've got an umbrella for the camera and one for myself just to keep the rain off. It is important, obviously, when you're fishing in the winter months or the colder weather, to make sure that you're wrapped up sufficiently. There's no point fishing if you're cold. It's just going to make a very unpleasant day for everyone. So make sure you get yourself a nice sturdy hat. I prefer this old leather rimmed hat. Find it very warm, waterproof. Just job for me. Layer up. Don't just put one big layer on thinking that that's going to suffice, because you will get cold, it will get through, and again it's potentially going to ruin your session. So a couple of layers. So I've got t-shirt, long sleeve, body warmer. If it does get a little bit colder, I have an additional coat there that I can put on over the top of it. I may look like the Stay Puft Marshmallow Man, but at least I'll be comfortable. On the bottom half, I've got my snow trousers on at the moment. They're thermal insulated, not very expensive. I believe I got these ones from Aldi also. You'd be amazed what you can get from the Aldi special buy if you just willing to wait until the offers have finished. They actually reduce in price quite significantly. Underneath these I've got a pair of thermal lined combats. Now I would never recommend wearing jeans. You can if you wish, it's entirely up to you, but jeans offer very little in the way of insulation. They get very cold very quickly, and when they get wet they stay wet. On my feet I've got a pair of DM insulated fishing boots. Decent boots, quite durable. If you wear them to go sea fishing with, I do recommend giving them a rinse off. I neglected to do this, and the salt water has corroded a couple of the eyelet hooks. On my feet I've got regular socks and a lovely pair of high leg insulated woolen fishing socks that my good lady wife bought me for Christmas, and I've got to admit they're the best socks I've ever owned. Quite sad that, talking about socks I know, but as is. I'm not wearing any gloves at the moment, but I do have gloves with me, both insulated and non-insulated, should the need arise. Around me I've got literally everything I need to hand. I recommend a nice hand towel. You can get one that comes ready with all your fishing excuses for not having caught. Alternatively, kids, speak to your parents if they're having a clear out of tea towels. Tea towels make excellent hand towels. Fellas, perfect time to get yourself some brownie points there and go, yeah love, maybe we should go and buy some new fresh tea towels for the kitchen and just pocket the old ones. Equally ladies, if you want an excuse to buy some new tea towels for your kitchen, perfect excuse, use the old ones. Now beside me I have my little table. On there I've got everything that I would need, scissors, forceps, a scourger, very important, a couple of change baits, remote control for the camera, receiver for my bite alarm, and my sunglasses. Now, you may think on a doomy, gloomy day like today, sunglasses aren't really necessary. You're probably right, but these are polarizing sunglasses. So when the wind dies down and the surface is a bit calmer, they actually help you see through the surface clear, and sometimes you can spot the fish. Fortunately that's not the case today, but I never leave home without them. Okay, carrier bags, very useful. I always bring at least 2 or 3 carrier bags with me. I use one for a bin bag, because if you took it with you, you can take it home. Empty tins, empty packages for bait, things like that, ground bait bags, empty ground bait bags, stick them in your carrier bag. They're easier to take home than they are to bring with you. They're empty at the end of the day. Also I tend to carry a couple of spare carrier bags. If you do catch one of the smaller species such as roach, perch, dace, things like that, carrier bag is an ideal way of weighing a singular fish like that. Never recommend it for the larger species, chub, carp, big tench, big bream, things like that. Even a sturdy carrier bag, if it breaks, you're going to risk damaging the fish. But certainly for the smaller fish, carrier bag can't go wrong. It's perfect, safe, doesn't harm any of the scales. You're not going to risk any harm to the fish. Behind me I have my rucksack, in that I have the very essential items. My food, obviously. You've heard the phrase, an army marches on its stomach. Well, so does this mindful fisherman. A flask of hot coffee, that's my personal beverage. You might want to take hot chocolate, you might want to take soup, but especially on a cold day I think it's very useful to have a nice warm drink, warm you up from the inside as well as on the outside. Batteries. Now, interesting little tip. Batteries don't like the cold. Now, I carry with me a spare battery for my camera, and I keep it in my chest pocket. The reason being, and I have had this happen, if I kept it in my bag and it was cold out, you come to change your battery, what you'll probably find is your battery is devoid of power. Cold zaps the strength out of your batteries like there's no tomorrow. So keep your battery close to your chest or on your person, just somewhere where it's got a little bit of extra warmth, a few extra layers. Round bait ball, right up my feet, easy to access. Bait, worms, Prawns. Prawns, guess where from? You probably figure it out. Aldi. I'm not working for Aldi, I'm not plugging them at all, but I found that Aldi do sell the cheapest prawns going. I paid £1.75 for this packet of king prawns. You can get the smaller prawns, they're a little bit cheaper, but I went for the kings. You can always trim them down if you don't need it all. They are certainly the cheapest that I've found. They also do bags of frozen prawns as well. What else? Yes, terminal tackle, just to my left. There's a little bag of bits, got all my hooks, weights, swivels, things such as that. What else have I got here? Oh yes, a spare camera. Now, this isn't a GoPro, this is actually the Goodman's action camera. You can get these from either B&M or Home Bargains. They're not that expensive, and if you're just starting to look at maybe using a GoPro style camera, I recommend these. Picture quality on them is pretty good. It also comes in a nice little waterproof case, so if they do sort of act out and we catch a fish or two today, we'll hopefully be able to get a couple of underwater footage videos with this. If not, unfortunately, you know, that's why it's called fishing and not catching, folks. You know, we can't always guarantee that we're going to catch something, but it's just nice to get out of the house. What else have I got? I think that's about it. Obviously, got a bit of a more sturdy chair with me today. It pays to be comfortable. If you're sitting by a bank on a lakeside, it's different if you're roving a river. If you're fishing small spots, moving from place to place, it pays to pack light. But if you're going to be sat in one location for a day, why make it worse for yourself? Nice comfortable chair. Now you don't have to spend loads on an expensive fishing chair. The one that I'm sitting on, I actually got given. Quite fortunate. So it's worth listening out at local clubs. Often there's people who are getting rid of old kit. Or quite cheap, or even sometimes giving this stuff away. If you're just starting out, never look a gift horse in the mouth. Personally, if I get given anything, if I can't use it, I will always find somebody who can. I'm trying to think if no, that's about it. Oh yes, my landing net, very important, just down by my side there. I've only got it extended through 2 pools at the moment, but it can go an extra length if needed. Hopefully we can manage to get something in that today. And yeah, unhooking mat again, just at my feet. Very, very good piece of kit, even if you're not fishing for carp. Personally, I always take an unhooking mat with me. You know, you never know what you're potentially going to hook into, and at the end of the day, if you want to take a couple of pictures with your catch in your net, it's always good to have a nice soft unhooking mat there for them to be on. So that's my setup. I will take you through the rigs that I'm using a little bit later on. Hopefully I'll get to show you them after I've had a fish, fingers crossed. Let's talk a little bit about the fishery that we're on. I'm not going to blow it out of the water. It is a very small lake. I would say verging on being a pond. Now, it's £5 for a day ticket. We'll put a link to the Facebook page for the Sharpley Springs. Don't be alarmed, Sharpley Springs is a fly fishery. However, obviously they have this coarse pond. You can get in touch with them via that. The gates for the pond open at 8 o'clock in the morning. If they aren't open, you can always get in touch via the mobile number on the Facebook page, and that will put you through to the owners. They were very kind, and they gave me the combination for the padlock this morning. Obviously due to COVID, very short staffed, I would imagine, only the bare minimum skeleton staff on the normal venue. So the lassie who opens the gate obviously had to come down and open the gate this morning. But they were very kind, gave me the combination for the lock. and I was able to let myself in and park up. There is parking on site, which is always useful. Gates do close at 5 o'clock, so I will be keeping an eye on the timetable. Hopefully I'll be able to catch them before then. There are some rules. I found these out when I arrived. One of them, unfortunately, is no keep net. I like to use a keep net, but obviously it's not allowed, so it's at the back of the brolly there, just staying out of the rain. What I will do on my way out is I will take a photograph of the rules and I will post them on the end credits of this video, just for anybody who does wish to come along. In the summer months, I can imagine this being an absolutely lovely pond to spend the day by. There's not a lot in the way of waterfowl here, so you're not going to be pestered by ducks and geese and swans. My personal nemesis. I'm not fond of the old swan. The Queen can keep them, quite frankly. Yeah, it's a nice tidy little lake. As the day goes on, I'll probably have a walk around with the camera. It doesn't take very long to walk around, I'll be honest, a matter of seconds. But yeah, so that's me in a nutshell. That's where I am, what I'm doing. Hopefully I'll be back on in a moment with a fish in the net. And I'm going to bring my lines in, freshen up my bait a bit and get back out. After that walk round, I returned to find that my little base camp had been completely wiped out by the wind. Thankfully I had my camera with me, so it didn't get damaged or wet, which is always a relief. Just been speaking to a local lad there. He reckons that it should have been fishing well today. He's surprised that I've unfortunately not caught anything. I think I might knock it on the head there for the recording. I'm going to stick it out for another couple more hours. If I'm lucky enough to have anything in the meantime, I will stick the camera back on and let you all know. If I don't, as always, please feel free, if you've enjoyed what you've seen, for what it's worth, hit that thumbs up button. If you'd like to see more, whack the subscribe button. Feel free to stick a comment down if you want, anything that you'd like to see me do in the future, and please nobody say it, but I too would like to see me catch a fish. So I'd beat you to it there. Yeah, and hopefully I'll see you in my next video, which, fingers crossed, will be a little bit more productive than this one. I'm thinking of visiting a commercial fishery, so at least there's a very, very high chance that we'll see some fish on the bank. Even in bad days, commercial fisheries tend to fish quite well. So yeah, on that note, I will bid you all farewell. Hope everyone's staying safe out there, to coin the current catchphrase of the year. And whatever you do, be nice to each other and enjoy your fishing. And I'll see you next time. Thank you.